Hey girls, I'll give it just a second for everybody to hop back on again. I know it's kind of frustrating. You have to hit refresh between presenters. And I am actually going to set a timer because if not, I can literally go on for like hours about this. So I'm going to set my timer so that y'all don't get tired of hearing me talk and y'all can hear the amazing Kelly after this. Okay, awesome. So we have quite a few people on already. So my name is Kristen Olszewski. Hey, Kel. And I am a green elite status presenter. I joined just a couple of months ago. I joined at the very end of August. A little bit of backstory. So Jordan, that was just talking, and Kelly, that's going to talk next. I'm like sandwiched right in between them. I have known Jordan's husband and Kelly's brother since we were like 12. I think it may have actually even been younger than that. Hey, girls. Oh my gosh. Hi, girls. I love y'all. Anyway, we grew up together in a small town out in West Texas, and I've known Kelly since she was just like, she's younger than I am, and we cheered together, and we grew up together. And we went to separate colleges, and you know, Tim did too, but we always all kept in touch. And I got right into sales right after college. I was in pharmaceutical sales for a little over 11 years. And you know as well as I do that these multi-level marketing companies are literally everywhere, and everybody is constantly approaching you about them. And if you're in sales already for your job, it's like you have a ginormous target on you. Hey, Christy! And so I was constantly asked by every company under the sun, like, oh my gosh, you should totally come do this. You should totally come do this. I am getting lots of hearts from my other girls on here that are also in pharma sales. And I hated it, honestly. I was so turned off. Like, if you are on the other side of this phone right now and you are rolling your eyes at everything that Jordan just said, and you are thinking, like, this cannot be real, like, come on, you know, I was there. I was you. I literally, Jordan asked me, it's like the joke now. Jordan asked me to join about once a month for 2 years. And I, every single time, if I even responded, was like, okay, thanks, but no thanks, and let's move right along. Because I was so turned off by multi-level marketing companies. And you know what that was? That was ignorance. That was ignorance on my part because I didn't understand them. You know, we all think that they're like this pyramid scheme. I mean, even my mom, when I decided to go this route, was like, are you doing one of those pyramid companies? And I was like, well, pyramids are illegal now. Like, yes, that's like the rap that everybody has with, you know, multi-level marketing and direct sales companies. And I was that way, and I fought it, and I dug my heels in. And God spoke to me. I have 2 kids. I have a son who is going to be 8 in February and a daughter who's going to be 4 in March. And she's actually right behind me right now watching her iPad. So if you hear some shotguns or something in the background, I'm sorry. And I wanted to be home more with my kids, but I knew I could not just not work. And so truth be told, I'm all about honesty and integrity. I thought that Younique was tapped out. When you are friends with 2 black status presenters, which are Kelly and Jordan, which if you're watching this, it's about the top as you can go. I thought the market was tapped out. And if you're sitting there thinking everything that Jordan just said, right? I wrote it down. What is it? The number one company, number one direct sales company. You probably think that too. Like, well, man, if this is the number one company, then it's done, right? It's saturated, and well, lucky for them, they must have gotten in at the beginning. And I thought that. and I joined another company. It was a younger company. It was considered more of a startup. And I did that because having always been in sales, I knew I wanted to stay doing something, and I needed to make money being home. And I believed in the products that I was selling. And so I started reaching out to Jordan constantly as soon as I joined this other company, because I needed her leadership. And if you follow her or Kelly on Facebook, you see just how much like Younique and their Y sisters, as they call them, and I'll talk about that in a second, how much it's just a part of their life. And so I watched her climb the ladder, and she and I had become good friends throughout the years, and I reached out to her for advice, and just like, hey, you've been super successful, you know, over here, can you help me? And she did. And she's a team of 4,000 people, and she managed to carve out time for me, who was not on her team. She had no financial gain from helping me. And I just started reaching out to her more and more. Well, I started doing well over my other company and started reaching out to Jordan like constantly. And one day she was like, ask me again. If only I had $1 for every time she asked. She's like, I don't understand why you're not doing this with me. And I was honest. I was finally really honest. And I said, because Jordan, I think it's done. Like, I think the market is tapped out. Hey girls, all y'all that are just jumping on, thank you so much for joining. I thought the market was tapped out. I thought it was done. And I was like, makeup, like, seriously, I do not want to sell makeup, Jordan. Like, that was really my attitude. And I'm checking my timer because I told y'all I can really talk forever. So I prayed through it, I wrestled through it, and it was back to school night. It was the very end of August, and I was sitting in my son's cafeteria of his elementary school, which had terrible cell phone reception, and I was like, you know what, like, I'm gonna do it. And this is after like agonizing over it, like talking to my husband and my best friends, and I was like, you know, like playing that game, right? Like, well, if the internet works and I can join, then it was meant to be. Well, of course, like all the bars were suddenly there, and it worked, and I joined, and I don't think I slept that night, because I was like, what have I done? And I hesitated. I mean, it was like a start-stop. Like, I started, and I was like, I cannot believe I'm doing this. And then, like, I realized how the market's not tapped out. And the thing that is so amazing about this company is what Jordan said, is that it's a social media company. And so, you know, I've literally left my house for this one time in 3 months, and the rest is from my phone, from my computer. It's sitting in the car line while picking up my son, which I never got to do that before. And it is all around your schedule and when you want it to be, and it's exactly what you make of it. And I saw how real all of that was, and I saw this Y sisters. So my friend Fauna is on here, and we started calling it the Yaya Sisterhood, because it seemed so fake. We were like, oh my God, like, these women that don't even know each other can not even like really love each other this much. Like, come on. Like, I'm one of those. I am a super positive person, and I'm going to love you to the end. But when it seems too good to be true, I'm one of those that thinks it probably is too good to be true. And I totally didn't believe it. I was like, this is so fake. When I promoted to green status, which, again, if you're watching and you don't know what that is, it's just a color promotion that kind of takes you to the next bracket of promotions. I had girls that I had literally never met before, but we chatted every single day in different chats that Jordan had put us in together, and Kelly, you know, that was one of the things they talked about, is the leadership. Like, you don't just join and then, you know, get thrown to a pack of wolves. Like, they really help you. And your sponsor, like, whoever you join under is going to help you achieve your goals, whether it's to get discounted makeup or to make, you know, 6 figures a year. Anywhere in between there, your sponsor is going to help you get there. And so I was assigned, you know, like a chat with these group of girls, and we chatted all the time, and I feel like I know them. Like, they were making Facebook posts about me and my promotion. I mean, that's stuff that my best friends didn't even do. And I get that they didn't really know what it meant, but it was just that was when I realized, like, man, this is legit. Like, this is not just for show. And I've formed these relationships, and I'm telling you, like, I've seen girls on my team, you know, and their lives be changed emotionally and financially. And so now here I am. It's been about 3 months since I've joined, and yesterday was a really big day for my team. We hit 50 people, and I have to tell you, like, I am so invested in all of these women, and my focus has turned towards helping them and achieve their goals and what it is that they want. And it's real. Like, if you're sitting there like me and you're thinking, like, this is too good to be true, it's legit. And I just encourage you to reach out and ask questions, you know. So, like, I didn't ask the right questions. You know, I thought the market was tapped out, but it wasn't, or it isn't, you know. And I thought, you know what? I mean, it's $99 for the love. Like, you've probably spent more than that already with this company. Love to do this full time, but I'm afraid I wouldn't make what I make at my job now. Okay. So you, Sandy, and I'll answer this, and then I will turn it over to Kelly. I don't know what you make at your job right now, and I can't make any, like, personal financial guarantees, but I can tell you that if you work it with the intention of wanting to make that, and you know, it's so much more. I'm not going to lie either. It is so much more than posting a makeup video or posting a picture of yourself wearing makeup. You know, there's a lot of behind the scenes work that goes into it if that's what you want, if you want financial gain from it, you know. But it doesn't feel like work. Like, all my girls, we call it crack. We're like, this stuff is like crack. Like, we just can't stop doing it. Because it's so addicting. I go to bed thinking about it, and I wake up thinking about it, and it's passion, and it's love, and that's sweet, Juana. So, you know, Sandy, I just encourage you, whoever it is that invited you here, I so encourage you to just reach out to her and have that real, raw, honest conversation. You know, so many times in our society we don't like to talk about money, but I flat out asked Jordan before I joined how much she was making, because, you know, everybody's version of good money is different. And, you know, your sponsor or your friend that invited you to this can have that conversation with you. And if you want to have more of a one-off, I'm happy to do that with you. And yes, it is the best job ever. And thank you, Ronna. Okay, girls. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to turn over to Kelly, who I just absolutely adore, and I cannot believe how I've pretty much known her, like, well over half of her life, and now I get to do this with her and one of my now very best friends, Jordan. And I just thank you all so much for being here with us tonight, and hopefully y'all all become my Yaya sisters.